Hello, friends and family. I just made a ridiculously long video, almost an hour long, talking about so many things. Basically giving reasons why I'm deciding to kill myself. To me, they're pretty good reasons. um, I never really needed much reason to live. I never really needed much reason to go for things, to love things, to like to pursue things, to pursue people. People always find me. I mean, I don't know. You call me. I guess I'm kind of stupid. I going after girls that may not be good for me. But what isn't good for me? Well, I've always had so much confidence in my ability to uh, to make things work, to make a dream happen. And in a lot of respects, in a lot of cases, I've made things happen. I mean, I'm not the best at following through. That's a problem. I'm just kind of good at coming up with it. But I know that I can follow through if it would. But as far as relationships go, that hasn't. You have to have the other people on board with you, and there's a lot of reasons. Most, I will say, 80% of this is 90% of this is just relationships that I'm upset about, and that's not romantic relationships exclusively. I mean, that's a big part of it. But friendships and family and everything, it's just like um, the dissatisfaction, the lack of depth, the lack of understanding I am able to find with anybody uh, is really excruciating. I've been here so long. Um, hey, let's see if I'm gonna turn off this light. See if we get a better vibe. Okay, let me know what you think about that. Okay, I like that. It's a little bit more like stage lighting. I am an actor after all. Um, I love my smile. You know why I love my smile? You know why I love my voice? I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. It's because I like being alive. I like hearing it while it's there. It's proof to me that I'm living. That's what everything. Life to me is proof that I'm alive, and that's enough for me to enjoy it, for me to want it. I mean, like, love, making love, is the biggest thing in that respect. I've That's what makes me feel connected and with other people. It's so special, and everybody loves sex, I guess. But I mean, that's what it is for me. Is a really kind of it's a really sort of existential awakening. Um, you know, I love that, and I could probably spend this whole video talking about sex because that's what so much of my world revolves around. But like I just said, that's what it means to me. So it's like, don't be surprised. You hear these things from me that I care about and I talk about, and you just think I'm like some horned up dude. I mean, I don't know. I don't even. I'm not nursing an erection all the time. Okay. I'm not really, I don't even know if my testosterone levels are that good. I just know I care about connection, and I care about people. And, you wouldn't get that from a lot of things. I do. And the way I talk sometimes, I kind of fetter my emotions um, in a way, when I'm kind of in, you know, intense debate or whatever. I'm good at that. But, there's so much. This, that should do my bling. I just hate the fickleness of my smiles, and it's not even me. I'm happy to smile. I like smiling, okay, but I'm so sick of it because anytime I've tried to smile in this world, people are just so fuck. They're like, "Why are you smiling?" What do you mean? Why am I smiling? Why do I have to have a reason to smile? Why do I have to have a reason to to love you? To a reason to um it's not even just relational, to drive to the fucking Arctic Ocean, which I did a few months ago. Yeah, notch on my belt. And you hear that and you're just like, I'm trying to brag. No, I'm not trying to brag. And I don't even tell people about it because, it's not what I'm about. I never wanted to impress people. I didn't even want people to see me. I want people to see what I see. And what I see is wonderful opportunities and a privilege to be alive. And, I've always just been so caught in this struggle of being called a narcissist and being called all these things, and there's a few reasons. I do toughen my skin a little bit. I am kind of, I mean, I know what I do. um, it is hard for people to reach me sometimes, and people have abandoned me because of that. I mean, if people were a little more persuasive, people were a little more, you know, sturdy, maybe they wouldn't have to be so flighty. Uh, they could just reach me, how I need to be reached, communicate with me how I need to be communicated with. Um, for so many months before this, up until the past month when I decided I should do this. It's how long I've been planning this. I've told myself things like, you know, I've, I've, like I just hate myself, and I went back and forth between hating myself and hating the world. And I found that interesting because I usually never wanted to hate the world. Actually, I'm gonna admit it, maybe, and y'all can be like, dude, you shouldn't have watched this video, but I watched this video. It's talking about my personality type and you know, ENTP. For those who are curious, go learn about it, read about it, save some other ENTP's life. Who gives a shit? I don't know. People don't take this stuff that seriously. I mean, I don't take it life or death, but I mean, like, it resonates. And anyways, I kept telling myself that I hated myself, and what I actually hated was the world. What I actually hated was reality. What I hated was everybody else with their limitations. But I am a people-oriented person, and I care about people, and I've never wanted to incite unnecessary conflict. I don't get a pleasure out of that. Some people might think I do because I am very good at stirring up trouble, but I mean, it's usually for a good cause. At least I want it to be. That's why I want there to be debate, even if it's very controversial and uncomfortable. I wanted us to learn together. I wanted us to grow and understand the universe and this reality, I guess. I don't know. And maybe in some real way, I'm dissatisfied with this reality, just being alive, and that there's people who are seemingly more. I guess it's serotonin. I don't know what it is. People who are more just present. Sensors versus intuitives. I don't know what it is. Work out whatever framework you want. Try to keep things vague so you can not think I'm lost in some fucking, I don't know, that I just kept reading and lost touch with all hope. I mean, I did in some ways, but there's a lot of reasons for that. I think one second. Sorry, I had to pause it and think about what I want to say next. And I said to a friend recently, I was like, this whole idea that you're growing, that you're developing as a person, I feel like is sort of self-delusional a lot of times. I think, because what I feel, and this is pretty negative, but it might be true. That, growing up is basically just realizing how fucked up you were from birth. Um, and I don't know what kind of, genetic, abnormalities I may have or something. Some of you probably wouldn't like to think. Some of you would be like, okay, I don't know. Who cares? Some of you is so many of you. But, you know, um, I don't know. I go on Facebook sometimes, you know how you have memories? Like I have stuff from I saw one just like 2 days ago. It was like 9 years ago. I posted this. I said, I love me and I love my life. I said that at age 13 or 14. I love me. The nerve. I don't want to be around that guy. He likes himself. He likes his life. He's overconfident. He's a narcissist, whatever that fuck that means. Come on, I know it's a real thing, all right. But y'all should go easy on that, huh? For my sake, for the people like me, please, because I don't know how to be less confident. Okay, I don't. I never have. All right, so y'all can just fuck off because and go be insecure somewhere else because or please be insecure with me. And the thing is, you know what do you understand how this feels? Like if what I just said is true, like how can I talk about it without becoming even worse? You know, be seen as even worse than it is, because he's acknowledging it, so he's aware. He's not changing it. Yeah, well, the reason I'm acknowledging it is because I am self-aware, and likely I'm more self-aware than you are. Likely, there's a reason I'm more confident than you are, and I don't know where that comes from. Um, you know, do whatever. Try to figure it out psychologically, childhood psychology. I don't know what it is, but that's just one thing that bothers me. You know, really, I think I've already said this earlier. It's the fact that everything revolves around me when I'm just I'm trying to do other things. I'm trying to help people with other things. I'm people oriented in that, I don't know. Everything always comes back to me. Even when I'm talking right now, you hear me, you see Arthur Schwab, and that's what I hate because it's Arthur Schwab that you reject. And I introduced ideas to you. And they're not just random ideas that I want to chew on as if I haven't chewed on them myself, because there are things that I believe that I share. I'm an anti-feminist. What? Yeah. I don't actually think feminism has been good for America. Wait, are you talking about like abortion in the 60s or what, Roe v. Wade, like third wave? Or no, I just mean in general. I don't think in a more overarching fundamental way, I don't think feminism has been good for America. Some of you, my vast majority, would be kind of like, well, uneasy at this point or whatever. And I hate this being the thing that I have to fucking die for, because I'm not trying to be a martyr for anything. It's not like I don't have any causes. It's not like I don't have any things I'm passionate about, but the tragedy, the grimace on my face is because I don't like seeing relationships torn apart because of disagreements politically or whatever. And yet that happens all the time. And a big part of that is because you guys, it's exactly what I'm talking about. You're not able to separate ideas from people. You give up great people because of their ideas, because you don't like the idea, and you give up great ideas because you don't like the person who said it. You're missing out on great relationships and probably, possible truth. And this delineation I've made, this depersonalization of my ideas, and even my ability to kind of play devil's advocate and try on different hats, has gotten me into trouble before. And, sometimes people see me as kind of cold in that way. But it's also made me even more empathetic than y'all in, those who would be accusing me of that, because I don't get scared of people. I've never withdrawn from somebody. I've never seen anybody as unlovable, or seen anybody as wicked. Maybe that's a flaw in me, and many of you would actually want to equate me with them, because people, I don't know. It's not like like if I watch a video of like a interview of a serial killer or something, it's not as if, I'm cheering for the guy, or wouldn't agree with you that, yeah, maybe the death penalty is a good idea here, but, I still see a person, and I still see somebody that lost their way, and potentially was somebody who was failed by society. I also understand the genetic, arguments, and even what people are born in a certain way, probably, and like psychopathy. And I don't really want to identify with psychopathy. I don't think that's fair. Most of you would be like, Arthur, you're not a psychopath. But then again, like, I don't know, the loved ones that might be saying that, come on, man, I can show you a lot of people that would disagree with you. And you may not know the extent of my madness, but it's not even madness. It's just ideation, and the lack of care, the lack of fear to express what I'm thinking or feeling. And that's what's gotten me into so much trouble. And that trouble has just brought me to such a low, isolated point, dwindling relationships after relationships. And not all of it has just been because, oh yeah, you're kind of open-minded politically. That's not all of it. I mean, that's part of it. It's the whole package. It's the whole kit and caboodle. And for instance, my girlfriend, that was my ex. I lost her. She the wonderful thing about her was she didn't care about this stuff. She just accepted me. She we I could talk bad about feminism, or we didn't really talk politically, and sometimes in the relationship I was like, I kind of would like a girl who was more intellectually inclined. And I'm not trying to slander her. That's a thing. That's a blessing to have somebody who can do that. It was to me. I don't know. I like people who can accept reality as it is, rather than me. I'm always worried about what it should be or what it could be. What we're missing. What's the missing piece here? Some of you are more like that than others. I'm not the only one who is wired that way. But I don't know. I fear that I'll never be able to find that comfort and contentment again, that I had with my girlfriend. I'm not killing myself because I miss her so badly. I mean, I do miss her when I think of her. It's not like it's on my mind all the time or anything. It's the variety of occasions, the variety of experiences that have enlightened me to what the truth is, to the truth that I, for so many years, didn't want to acknowledge. And people would call you stupid or crazy or just kind of wild. I don't know. They might respect you, Typically, it didn't, some of my ambitions and stuff didn't incur crazy respect. And, most adult figures in my life were pretty supportive of me and everything. But you get to a point, too, when you're just like, wow, I apparently expect reality to work a completely different way. And, this is kind of bound up with my optimism, my confidence, my self belief, that I can do it. It can happen, and whatever. And nothing's gonna stop us, and I'm skeptical of things, but I don't know. When I want something, I just really want it. I'm driven by desire. I feel a little more than most people. I don't really worry about the consequences. Right? Maybe I'm only saying this because I've become so desperate, for relationships, and I've had all these run-ins with women and who to me seem just much healthier than I am. And I think that's partly because of their support system. Still have parents, and they have friends, and they can easily leave me, when they see me getting a little possessive or a little haywire, or just, I don't know, saying things like, "Oh, I always imagine being a cult leader." Most of you probably don't like hearing me say that. I don't know. I just think I'd be a good cult leader. It'd be fun. I mean, like, fuck. I think like I think they would benefit too. I'm not just going to use people. It's going to be provide for people. Oh, tell me to let go of that. Tell me to not say that. No, I can't. It's just what it is, guys. I don't know. Take it or leave it. Goddamn. That's not my passion. I'm not going for that. It's just an idea, and I want to talk about it. But I talk about it, and then people like look at you such a then you're a psycho. Yeah, maybe I am a little psycho. I definitely have the ingredients of these things that y'all are so scared of in society. But you have to understand that people who have those ingredients don't have to mix them that way, And if people could meet them where they are and be like, yeah, I have this, I have this problem. I'm not really. I'm I'm a little too driven by desire. I'm maybe a little too sexual, or I'm a little too selfish, or narcissistic, or whatever it is. I don't know. Why can't we talk about it? Why can't we give a space for those people to talk about it? And I've always had compassion too for like pedophiles. Now you guys really like me too, because if you have compassion for pedophiles, you must be a closeted pedophile or something, instead of just a human that cares about other humans or something. People need to be able to work through these things when they have deviant desires or whatever. And I don't even identify too much with that, or other things. But I mean, I've identified with enough with darkness, and the darkness that's within me and within human nature. I mean, if you're a Christian, I mean, you have to, you really need to be more understanding. I would say, you know, it's a fine line, guys. I mean, society needs all of us. You know, some people to hold the rules down, and some people to say, hey, maybe we need to expand them a little more, be flexible. You know, the world would not function at all if everybody were like me. But I would probably be a little bit. I would probably be a little more. I'd probably feel a little less. I'd be less easily abandoned. I'm gonna